Hello. Thakajunu DhingTha ThakitaDhin ThaDhing ThaDhing ThaDhingTha dhikinathom Thakajunu DhingTha ThakitaDhin ThakadHing ThaDhing Thadhikinathom dhikinathom Thakajunu ThingThakadHing ThakadHing ThaDhing dhikinathom. Welcome to a new episode of Konnakol 2020, the video series in which I show you something about Konnakol every day of the year. I am Carlitos from Slovenia and today is May the 5th. What I just did was a korvai in Adi talam, rendered in Chaturashranadai. That means that each of the 8 beats of Adi talam is subdivided into 4. The total length is 9 avartanams at that nadai, which makes it a total of 288 aksharas long, that is individual beats. Not a very common length, if I may say so, but that's not the only particularity of this korvai. This korvai I really like, and it has many particular characteristics that makes it quite unique. So let's take a look at the structure. What we can see immediately is that the 3 lines of the korvai are in themselves sub-korvais because they share all the characteristics of a korvai, namely, okay, let's simplify that it has 2 main parts, a lower and an upper part, and the last part, the upper part, or uttarangam, it's tirmanam. So that's one of the particularities of this korvai. Another one that I really like is that without looking at how the actual syllables are recited, just take a look at the structure and you'll see something really interesting going on, which is that the lower part, the purvangam, or in more standard terms, the letters, right? The letters of all 3 sub-korvais are increasing by repetition. So on the first line, we see ABCDE, and the second one is AABBCCDDEE. And then the third, of course, it repeats each letter 3 times, right? So first line once, second line twice, third line 3 times. Very nice. And then the second half of each of these 3 lines also increases, but in 2 particular ways. The first one, it increases the numbers, right? So you have 5, 1 gap, 7, 1 gap, 9 as the first of those tirmanams at the end. And the second one, you will see that the numbers of the phrases are increasing by repetition as well. So the first time is just 5, 7, 9. The second time around is 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9. And the third time is 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7, 9, 9, 9. While the gaps, that means the numbers between the brackets, the gaps are increasing incrementally. So that the first we have 2 gaps with a value of 1. The second time is 2 gaps with the value of 2 each. And the third time, each gap has a value of 3. So you have all of these movements, all of these things going on that I think are very important to spot a light on, because this is what makes, at least for me, this composition so special. How are we going to recite this? Well, let's take a look at letters first. So we have A, B, C, D, E. Why do I call those letters like that? Well, because they are all interrelated phrases. The first one, A, is Thakajunu Ding, with a total value of 7, by the way. Take a look at the B. The B is a shorter version of that. So we have ThaKitaDhing, and C is ThakadHing, and D is ThaDhing, and E is Dhing. So if you look at this from the bottom to the top, backwards from E to A, we can explain this as if our main phrase would be E, Dhing, and then as we go backwards toward the phrase for A, we are prefixing it. The first time with 1 beat, which is Ta, the second time with 2 beats, and the third with 3, the fourth with 4, etc. So I think it's very important to keep that in mind, because when you have this structure ingrained here in your mind, so to speak, it's much harder to forget where you are. So that's for the letters. Now let's look at the numbers. We have only instances of 5s, 7s, and 9s, and we're going to use the most standard, or one of the most standard versions for each of them. So ThaDhikinathom for 5, ThaDhikinathom for 7, and nathom-Tha for 9. And when it comes to the gaps, that is the numbers between brackets, we're going to also follow the most standard procedure, the most standard protocol, which is a gap for 1 is simply a silence, a gap for 2 is dhim, and a gap for 3 is dhing. But make sure you know which dhing this is, because dhing is exactly how we perform the phrase with the letter E. So make sure you know where you are. So with that information out of the way, let's bring the transcription here, which means that I have shrunk a bit to make room for all this transcription and the structure up here. And you can see here with the usual 3 colors that I like to use in order to illustrate where all the 3 main phrases start and end. And you can also see how the length of each phrase is becoming longer and longer. Actually, that follows a particular relationship, but we are not going to go into that. So if you try to recite this, you are welcome to take a screenshot of this right now, and then, look it up on your phone or something. That's things sometimes I do myself. Anyway, now we're going to recite half a cycle of Aditalam at a lower tempo, and then we start. Thakajunu DhingTha ThakitaDhin DhingTha ThadhingTha ThadhingTha ThakajnuDhi ThakitaDhin 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 ThakadHing ThaDhing ThaDhing DhingDhin Thadhikinathom 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 tathom-Tha Thadhikinathom Thakajunu ThakajunuDhi ThakitaDhin 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 ThakadHing 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 ThaDhing DhingDhin Thadhikinathom Thadhikinathom DhingTha dhikinathom dhikinathom DhingTha thom-Tha thom-Tha One piece of advice that I have already said in a previous episode, God knows which one, but it's a very important bit of advice, which is with all those dhings that we have that have a value of 3, since our subdivision is in 4, 3 is not a number that naturally falls on the downbeat. So in order to not lose yourself in this composition, you really need to pronounce all the 3 components of ding. So I advise you that you really think in terms of di-n-g, this di-n-g, those 3 components that, if you pronounce them correctly, then you have 3 aksharas, which is why we represent 3 aksharas with ding and not just with dim, and then 2 silences. If you would do that, it would be much harder. So try to pronounce the d, n, g would be my advice. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, you are welcome to contact me on my social networks here, or to leave a message on the YouTube comments telling me what you think about this video, about the series. If you have any questions, doubts, if you're completely lost, if this is super boring, let me know, because I always like receiving feedback. And by the way, this composition I wrote myself yesterday, so if you're curious about how I sit down to write such a composition, let me know, and maybe in the future I'll make a video about that, if it's not too much of blowing my own horn. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I have been Carlitos from Slovenia, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.